Hello.
Hey, how's it
All right.
going?
Hey, it's going. Welcome to the inaugural episode of another Low Effort podcast. We're calling it that, right?
Yep, that's the name, I think.
It's the name now. If
Tentative
not,
name.
yeah,
Another
if
Low Effort
not-
podcast.
So I guess for the first episode, do we kind of want to talk about like what it is we do, like what are we doing with this podcast?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a good idea. We can. What do people when they have a lot of podcasts to choose from? So
Yeah,
what
why are they
exactly
tuning into
sets
us?
us apart?
Mhm.
Hint: it's nothing.
Who are we?
It's
even?
nothing, and we're bad. But you know
That's
what?
fair.
If you're still listening, thank you.
I'm always listening.
Yeah, why don't you? I guess I'll intro first. So
Yeah,
I'm
intro
Trey.
yourself.
I'm the art guy. That's all I do really is art. I've started streaming, so maybe we can put a link in the description for that if you're interested in seeing my process or any of that nonsense. I have a Twitter account too, if that's your thing. But besides that, I don't really do a whole lot else right now.
Do you happen to have a name?
Yeah, Rap Shazzle is the Rap Shaz. Rap Shazzle is for the streams and stuff.
Yeah, I can talk a bit. So my name's Dan. I do a lot of nature stuff. Like I work with endangered species right now. I also do a lot of work with like management and I'm hippie shit. And then also I do a little bit of stand-up comedy. I've been slacking on that, and I also do a little bit of anime watching.
A little bit,
A
just
little
a bit.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, but you're the funniest guy I know, and
Yeah, that's why.
I've been to your job one
Mm.
time. That one time,
Yeah.
And saving the world is a very wet thing. It's very wet.
Yeah, wetlands, rattlesnakes, all that fun stuff.
Mhm.
So what we want to do with this podcast, we kind of talk about entertainment, what's going on, video games, movies, all that kind of stuff. So we can talk on that. We kind of talk about what did we play, what did we watch in the last week. So
Yeah,
you wanna
and I
take the
think
reins?
I think this our inaugural podcast right after the new year. I think would be a fantastic time to talk about what our top games from last year were. Don't have to be new. They don't have to be new games.
Yeah,
Or
like what did
and
we
what
spend the
are-
most time playing?
Yeah, or what our least favorite time.
Oh, that works. I have
and
opinions.
it could be a movie or something too.
Yeah. We just kind of talk about like movies, shows, games. It also works. You kind of keep up on newer stuff, and since I'm poor, I play a lot of older stuff, and I'm catching up on a lot of old TV shows, anime and American.
Mm-hmm.
We both watch a little bit of weeb shit and a little bit of American stuff. You more
Absolutely.
American than me.
Yeah, I watch a little more American stuff than you.
Yeah.
Though recently, I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
I'll try and
Yeah,
keep up with that in the future.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't watch like a lot. So I guess we can talk about like what were the big ones we played last year. Also, let's get this out in the open. We both play a lot of League of Legends, but we're not.
It's disallowed. I'm
We're not
stamping
talking
it out
about
right
that
now.
here.
No, we're not talking about.
Yeah, no. That's just when people are like, "Oh, what do you play the most of?" Probably that, but
League of
we're not
Legends,
here to
definitely.
talk about
We're
that.
not talking about that.
Yeah, that's it. End of League. I guess besides that, what I played the most of was Stardew Valley.
yeah. You had I lost you for like a good month or two. Almost.
Yeah, it's so good. I think I've got 70 hours on Steam.
Yeah, did you get to the end of the game, or did you just find a
No.
point where you just stopped?
No. What happened was I had it, and then my computer blew out its power supply.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. It got struck by lightning.
Yeah,
That's right.
So I was like a month away from finishing the game, an in-game month, and then I just lost. I didn't lose progress, but I just lost the rhythm.
Yeah, because there was a good while where you just were out of a computer, right?
Yeah, I couldn't do anything. I was borrowing Chris's laptop for a little bit, but No, it's so good. I love like the farming simulator type games, you know?
Yeah, yeah, because you're very into the Harvest Moons
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah. Love Harvest Moon. Never played Terraria. I think it was one you guys played.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call Terraria. It's more like that's more of a Minecraft kind of game.
Yeah, but no, I love like those games. I don't know what it is. They're just so fun and easy. And Stardew Valley is just like it's good.
Yeah, it was a great game. I played a little bit. I didn't get nearly as far as you and
Yeah.
other people did, but I did play quite a bit. I thought
Mhm.
it was a fun game. Penny is best girl.
Absolutely.
I don't.
That's without an
Anybody who
doubt.
says different is wrong. They're
Yeah,
just
it's
wrong.
wrong. People are objectively wrong
Yeah, this is an
sometimes.
objective fact. I looked it up online.
Hmm. That was probably the one I played the most.
Yeah.
What was
Also,
yours?
oh, okay, all right. If we're just going by just total hour
Time. Yeah, let's say
time,
time.
yeah, time played, it's probably Zelda. Probably
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. I mean, I know with Mario coming out, a lot of people actually forgot that game came out this year, or last year, I should
Right?
say.
This
But
was like a stacked Nintendo year.
yeah, Nintendo's had it. I mean, I bought a
Mhm.
Wii U and a Switch this year, so
Oh, I
like,
didn't know you bought a Switch.
yeah, I bought it for Xenoblade, but
Ah, right, right.
and Mario,
Hmm.
but yeah, I bought both because Zelda. I gotta get the new Zelda game,
Yeah.
and I guess the Switch is nice because it's portable and I can take it to work.
Yeah, that was. I remember I went to Chris's house one time, and it was you, Garrett, and Chris, and I think John might have been there. But it's all four of you just sitting on the couch playing Zelda on the TV, on a Wii U
Yeah,
gamepad, or on a Switch pad. Yeah.
yeah, that game took over my life for a good long while. That was a great game. I mean, I have some major structural problems with that game that I just got after you get like over 100 hours in, you're just like, okay, well, there's some major problems. But then again, I made
Yeah.
it 100 hours into a game, which is like, okay,
Yeah. Over 100 hours of anything, you're gonna see
yeah,
problems.
yeah, exactly. Like nothing at that point. It's just like I think I was just too much into the game, and then you can kind of see the cracks a little bit. But
Mm.
yeah, but still, great, fantastic game. Would
Yeah. How do you
recommend to
feel about
anybody.
like? Oops, sorry. How do you
Oh,
feel about like the Skyrim comparisons? Do you think it's kind of a similar deal, or?
Not really. I think Skyrim is. I don't really get it. I mean, I know some people. I know they were inspired by Skyrim. That was a really big. I think. I don't know if it's Miyamoto or whoever was talking about it. They were like, "Oh, I think that was just a scale thing. They just wanted to get like that kind of scale in their open world game because like the
Mm.
actual gameplay, the gameplay loop is completely different. You're not doing any of the same stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's an RPG and you cook.
Ah, of course, just like Skyrim, where I
Yeah.
cooked. Not, I don't, you can cook. I think I didn't. I never
I
did.
don't think so. I think you can eat.
There was like potions, alchemy, and stuff, and you can eat. I don't really know.
Yeah.
There's like cook pots. I think it's been a while since I played Skyrim.
Yeah, I never got into Skyrim. I did a little bit, but like I get too distracted whenever I play those big games.
Yeah, I've only beaten the game. I must have put in like 200 hours into that game, and I've only ever beaten it once. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like this is what happened every single time. I'll like start a new character, start running around for like 30 hours, and then I'll be like, well, I'm bored now, and I just stop. I don't do any. Then I just stop. Then I come back the next time, and I'm just like, well, I don't remember what this character was up to, so might as well just make a new one, and then
Mm.
that becomes a whole thing.
Yeah, well for me too, all of the main missions are like so boring.
Boring.
Like
Yeah, they're so boring.
they're kind of cookie cutter fantasy. Like there's not a lot of, oh, we changed things up. It's fantasy guy fights dragons.
Yeah, it wasn't like I think especially like the more they release that game because I think it's on its what a sixth release now since they
Yeah.
released it on the
What's the
Switch.
meme? You can play it on like everything.
Play it on your N gauge.
Yeah. Your
But
N-Gage.
like I think the more they release the game, the more I'm convinced Bethesda just forgot how to write good stories because like man, oh man, that story was bad, and so was like all the side quests just boiled down to go to dungeon, get thing, come out of dungeon. It's
Yeah.
just
And that's kind of different from Breath of the Wild, what you were saying, right?
Yeah, we're Breath of the Wild. I mean, in Breath of the Wild, there's only like really two things to do or get. There is the shrines, and then there's the Korok seeds. But it's one of those like, I mean, I guess there's always the side quests too, but the side quests usually just boil down to either get gear or get a shrine or whatever. But I think the major thing with that made it so special was like there was so much wonder in that game. You just walk around and you'd see something in the distance and you'd be like, oh, what's that? And you can climb anything, so you just climb up to it, use all your abilities and stuff, and you like there's a lot of natural puzzles in the world, and then you like get there, and of course it's another Korok seed, but the fact that there was anything there to begin with, like you see something interesting, there's almost always something.
Yeah. No, that sounds about right. Like there was a lot of hate, I think, on the DLC too, just because it was more shrines. Right?
Yeah, I think I gotta have to side with people on that one. I really like the DLC for a bit, and mind you, I haven't beaten it, so like maybe it changes some drastically towards the end. I'm like halfway through it. I got distracted by Xenoblade, but maybe it changes drastically. But it feels like I'm doing a lot of the same stuff I was doing in the original.
Yeah, that's
what. And I feel like the reward. I know what the reward is. I won't say it in case anybody's hasn't played it.
Spoilers.
But yeah, it's cool, but not something that you need. But now I think is a good time to talk about our least favorite media of last year.
I have opinions.
Oh, I'm sure you do, and I might have contrary opinions.
Oh wait, are we talking about Hunter x Hunter?
I mean, do you think that was the worst thing you watched last year?
No, not by a mile.
I was gonna say, no, Dan, no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
No. Hunter x Hunter, this will be an evolving thing.
Oh yeah,
continuous
it's gonna be a chapter. There's gonna be a detailed chapter length thing.
For people who want to know going into it later, I tried to watch Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter, whatever you want to call it. Trey, it's one of your favorite shows.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, and I just got so burned out, like, by the Chimera ants.
Yeah.
Because nothing happened.
It's a slow arc. I will agree with you. I think especially in the beginning, like when they're first setting up the ants and stuff, like it's just like, man, it's a real drag. But like I feel like you left right when it got interesting again.
Well, it's like the video game arc 2 was just nothing happened. Nothing that mattered happened. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like blatant filler. They try to play it off as like, oh, we made so much progress.
Yeah, it was a training arc, but like,
well, the whole show's a training arc.
Yeah, the whole show's basically a training arc. Yeah. I mean, I guess after the Chimera arc, it's not as much anymore.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's.
I won't say anything, but some major shit goes down at the end of that arc. So
yeah. No, and I'll get to it, but it'll be a slow burn. Loyal listeners of this podcast.
Oh yes, loyal, all of our fans, all of our beautiful people.
Yes. What do we call our fans? Dumpster gremlins.
Our beautiful dumpster gremlins.
Yes, loyal dumpster gremlins.
Welcome to the Lover Podcast, you dirty dumpster gremlins.
I like it. We're leaving that in.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, least favorite pieces of media from last year. I don't know what my least favorite is. I know the ones we disagree on.
Yeah.
So, do we just want to get into that? Because technically, Rogue One came out in 2016.
Yeah, Rogue One, I don't think that counts.
Doesn't count. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 counts.
Yeah, that does count. And I know we have very, very differing opinions on that one.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the hipster, adjust glasses.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I know you didn't like it. I enjoyed it a lot, so.
I guess it wasn't what I wanted from a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did you want more of Galaxy 1 or did you want something else?
I wanted Chris Pratt to have more than 4 lines in the movie.
Yeah, I know that was a bit of a contentious point, and I think that is actually it's a valid criticism. Like it's not. I think that if you were expecting a lot of Chris Pratt in that movie, you're not gonna get it. He doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, he's a big part of it, but he doesn't actually do a whole lot in it,
Well,
if that makes
and
sense.
Ego is like the stupidest villain by a
Yeah,
mile. Like,
he's
why did he do
there were a
everything
lot
the
of
way he did it?
there were a lot of things he did that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, why even bring Star-Lord there?
Yeah. Also, well, he brought him there because, like, spoiler, stop listening if you haven't seen this year-old movie. He brought him there to become his new body, so he, like, needed
Yeah,
him there.
but
But
why did he tell him everything?
why
That's what
didn't
I
he
want to
tell
know.
him he gave his mom brain cancer? That's
Yeah,
so
like,
stupid.
why would he tell? Like, why not just trick him in there and then immediately take him over? That's what I'm
Yeah.
curious about. Like,
Like,
maybe they explained that, and I just didn't. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so maybe they
yeah, no,
explained
they
it.
never really explain. He just tells him, and then they fight, and Star Lord turns into Pac-Man, which is kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, and Mary
Objectively,
Poppins, y'all, which I think was
yeah,
great.
that's a great line. And of course, they make like Yondu before they kill him. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and it was I think I think if that was all I came to the movie for, I think I would have been disappointed because that whole that I would just funny. I think that's a subplot considering it's like the main focus of the end of the movie was that.
Yeah.
But because like I think the real movie centered around Rocket Raccoon and what's the girl
Mantis,
not
Gamora,
Mantis, yeah, Gamora, yeah,
yeah,
I think.
and her sister Nova.
Yeah, I think that was the meat of the movie. I think that was the actual plot, and Yondu too. I guess had a pretty big.
Yeah,
That was
it
part of
felt.
Rocket Raccoon. But like, I think there was a lot of really touching character moments in that, like with Rocket Raccoon, Yondu, and Gamora. I thought that was really like there was a lot of parts in that where I was like, wow, this is really poignant. Like, this is really. It's still goofy and stupid. Like, it's like there's a lot of really dumb moments in it, but that I thought were kind of funny, and some of them were less funny. Like Taserface, I thought that was
Oh yeah.
overdone. That was like the most that it wasn't funny when they started it, and then they just kept going, and it was like, oh, okay, but I don't know. Like
Or Baby Groot. I really didn't
yeah,
like
Baby Groot was not funny after like 20 minutes. But
Yeah. Well, and the whole
after
movie.
after that dance scene with him went on for like 5 whole minutes, and you're just
Okay,
like, wow, okay, we can stop that now.
if the first scene of the movie was the rest of the movie, do you know what I mean? I loved
Mhm.
the first scene in that movie. I was so excited. And
Yeah,
then I hear Yondu and Reavers talk for 5 minutes about you betrayed our smuggler's code.
yeah.
And yeah, it was just it wasn't what I wanted. Thor Ragnarok
I
was a
still haven't seen that one.
Thor Ragnarok. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I know you like that one.
I loved it. It's what Guardians of the Galaxy 2 should have been. Like, it's that campy, fun kind of thing.
Yeah, they had a whole lot of like in the ads for it. At least there's a whole lot of '80s like
Yeah,
nostalgia, which is just interesting.
yeah, they had like the vaporwave looking
Yeah,
commercial.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it
like
was
that
good.
Japanese commercial, which is like
Mm,
what's going on there. But I think that it looks really good.
it was fun.
Whenever it's available for not theater,
Yeah. Well,
I'll see
superhero
it.
movies are. I love superhero movies, and that's what I wanted from them. I know it's not a good movie, but it's fun.
Hmm. Yeah, and like yeah, and I definitely get because like I thought, which is the fun. I think I think that's really the main point of the reason why you didn't like Guardians 2 and I did is because I like the drama in Guardians 2 more than I like the comedy, and I thought that was enough to keep me going. But if you're going to the Guardians 4 comedy, I thought that was definitely the weaker
Yeah.
than the first movie. I think the first movie had the comedy way better.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I felt about the Guardians. They're not supposed to be Captain America serious, and
Yeah,
it's like watching Ant Man. Like, I love Ant Man because it was funny and stupid, and they don't take him seriously.
no, they don't take him. Yeah, they don't take him seriously at all. That was
Yeah,
a fun movie. I like that
I
one.
liked it. I liked it. Ant Man is like the most. I used it as an example of like the most formulaic Disney superhero movie. But
Yeah, I mean, in a small way, I think that that Ant-Man kind of is a problem just because of the fact they kind of try to do that every Marvel movie,
yeah.
every Disney movie now seems to be like
Hmm.
you didn't see the new Star Wars, I don't think, but there were some
Not
points in
yet.
that. there were some points in that movie where I was like, man, this is a really serious situation all the characters are in. Why are we cracking jokes? Like,
Yeah. How do
I feel
you
like, what do I think of the new Star
of
Wars?
episode 8? Yeah, I know it's like super divisive.
Very divisive, yeah.
Mm.
I didn't love it. I thought it was okay. I thought there were some really cool points, and I won't say anything because you haven't seen it. I know you don't care about
I
Star
mean,
Wars
I like
too
Star
much, but
Wars.
yeah, but it's the new movie. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there were some character choices that the director decided to do that I thought was I wasn't into it super so much. Maybe I came to the movie expecting something else and I didn't get it, and
Yeah.
that's why it was not as good as to me. And there was the biggest problem I had. This is the biggest. Like this is the one that really got me. Was there were a lot of subplots in that movie that amounted to literally nothing. They were just they happen and then it did nothing, and it almost was insulting to the characters because it just made it feel like they were wasting their time.
Mm-hmm.
And then by extension, it made me feel like I wasted my time because I just watched half an hour of stuff happening that amounted to literally nothing.
Yeah,
It's just
well,
like, wow.
that's like a 3-hour movie too,
Yeah,
right?
it's like a 3-hour movie, and there's just these things that happen, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's just, this better have a payoff. And then it's not only is there no payoff, there's like a negative payoff because the characters were wasting their time.
Well, that's how I felt about Logan a little bit. I love that movie, but
Mm-hmm.
any scene with the farmers could have been cut out.
Yeah, they could have cut that all out. I think the only thing that distinguishes those two is that the scene with the farmers didn't reduct anything. It just didn't add anything either. I think that some scenes in the new Star Wars literally took away from the movie just because they were there.
Hmm. Yeah,
So I think the farmers I think it was there were some touching scenes with the farmers. I think it was not necessary. Like
Yeah.
everything that would happen in it could have just been cut out, like you said. And
Yeah, that movie could have been 45 minutes shorter.
Yeah, but having it in there, I don't think actually hurt the film at all.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Like having the moments where like what's her face, the little girl,
X-23.
yeah, where she's listening to music and stuff with the kid. I thought that was cute. I thought like the moment where Logan comes in with Xavier and it wasn't actually him. Spoilers alert.
No.
I don't know if that.
No. There's a funny story about that actually. So I saw the movie with my girlfriend at the time. We were at the movie and she was like, Dan, I really have to pee. And it was all that farmer stuff going on. And I was like, oh, you're safe. It's the heartwarming bullshit.
You're not going to miss anything.
Yeah. And then, like, literally as she leaves, X-24 walks in the door and then just chink. And, I was laughing so hard.
That's amazing. I thought that was, you told me that before, and I thought that was just so funny because, like, I mean, that caught me off guard. I wasn't. It did.
That's like, the part where that movie sucked me back in.
Yeah.
Half an hour of let's farm, and these are my corns that I sell for energy drinks.
Yeah. And I thought there was like some good world building in that, just like about the future and stuff. But again, you're right; it didn't add anything. It was if they had removed everything from like all the farmer subplot, then nothing would have been lost. I don't think. Yeah. But that's going back to Star Wars. That's my opinion on it. Like that's where I'm at. I would probably give it like a 6.5 if I were to rate movies out of 10.
Yeah. See, that's like
65%.
The people who I talk to, they're either like worst Star Wars or best since Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the worst Star Wars. I think that episode 2.
Episode 2, yep.
Yeah, of the prequels, I think that was the worst movie by far. Just like on the it gave us the Clone Wars that I thought was cool, but that came after episode 2, so like that doesn't even count. I don't count that. It gave us like Yoda, that Yoda Dooku fight. That was cool. That was a cool 5 minutes of that movie. Fairly long movie that was terrible. But
at least back then, that movie is like 2 hours long, right?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in years, but
yeah, it's not these 3-hour epics that are just long to be long that we get nowadays.
Yeah. What is with that? That's ridiculous. Like the length of movies nowadays has gotten really, really over the top. I don't really know why.
Didn't see as many movies.
Just same here.
Yeah. I don't have that much time in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll forget to eat. I'll get to the end of the movie. I'll be cranky. I'll be like, I hate this movie.
This movie is 18 hours long. I was a young man when I came to see it.
Yeah, no, that's how I felt about Logan. I love that movie, but
So long.
I forget to eat before I go see it. So I'd be cranky. I guess we can go back. Do we want to talk about like our least favorite TV shows or games? Because I have some opinions on TV shows.
Oh sure, yeah. Hit me up with that TV
Okay.
show. I didn't. Yeah, is it an anime or is it an actual TV show?
One's an anime, one's a TV show. Junie Tyson.
Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm so
makes
excited.
me inherently upset,
I
don't know why.
I know why. It was stupid. I stopped watching after 3 episodes. It was
no, that's
bad.
fair. That's completely fair. Because what is it? I watched the first 3 episodes. For those who don't know the show or don't watch anime, you can get off my podcast.
Get out of here. We don't want you. We don't like your kind around here. Go.
No,
be a productive member of society or something.
Yeah, hopefully, I can introduce you some good ones. Don't watch this one. And the thing is, too, it's this death game. So, like, they all fight to the death. There's 12 of them named after the Chinese zodiac.
Yeah, it's kind of like Fate Stay Night a little bit.
It's
in
a lot like
abstract way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot like Fates. I think Gigguk, the anime guy on YouTube, Gigguk, he always calls it Fate's Day Edge.
I mean, it is that. It is the edginess.
Yeah. But the way that all the characters die feels so dumb. Do you watch a comic I Could Kill?
Yeah, I watched a comic I Could Kill.
It's that same thing. None of the deaths matter.
Yeah, and it was even worse because they were so abrupt, a lot of them, it felt like. Whereas it's just like, man, they were just like... Like, I don't know how it's like, it's a 12 episode season, right? It's not long. I don't know how they somehow managed to make a 12 episode anime feel padded. Like, how does that even happen?
Well, and it's because too, like, half the characters don't talk for more than 5 minutes before they get killed. Like, the dog was one of the first guys to die, the dog character, and he was so cool, and then just gets his face exploded.
Man. No, and it's so stupid too, because like, how would he not? He's like telling her what it's like. Oh, I gave you this poison that would make you super strong, but it's bad for you, and you're also super strong. Did I mention that you could kill me really easily if I give you this poison, which I did? And then she's just like, oh, and she just kills him offhand. I'm just like, man, how did you not see that one coming? Like,
because the rooster she was weak and cowardly.
Obviously, because anybody who could be in that tournament is obviously weak enough to just like, I don't know. It's just like, wow, that's so stupid. It's like
really
they had this huge character introduction where it's like, so he's immune to all poison, and his fangs are super deadly, and he's a super cool guy, and he has 10 girlfriends, and it's just like. And then he just dies to some random crap. Like, it's just so stupid.
Yeah. No, that's what we can get into then. Speaking of random crap, apparently the whole show is countries bet on the winning warrior to do something. They don't explain what. Like, you'd think it would be about stopping war.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just bet on a warrior so they don't go to war. But they don't. They still go to war.
Yeah, so like it's pointless. The whole thing is so pointless. It's just like, why did this show even get made?
Well, and then so the last 3 episodes, they randomly start doing CGI fights.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, like, which is jarring, ugly, and weird.
Yeah, because it was really pretty for the first 2 episodes. Yeah, the animation was actually really well done. And then I guess and then you decided to switch this to CG for some reason. Like,
yeah. Which, I guess this is just cheaper to animate.
Do they have, like, the studio trigger motto, or you just, like, run out of money before you can finish your series?
I mean, maybe. It honestly might have been. And it's 12 episodes!
But that's the thing. Yeah, at least Kill la Kill had the excuse that it was, like, 24 episodes or something.
Yeah.
How do you budget your show so badly you run out after 12?
Yeah, and then the ending made me so mad just because the rat wins. He doesn't have any cool powers. He can see all the possible options and outcomes of what
Yeah.
can
Also,
happen.
to anybody who thinks that we're spoiling the anime, literally look at a Chinese
Oh my god!
calendar. Yeah.
When we were at
The
the Chinese restaurant and we just looked at the thing and it's just everybody died in order.
Yeah, they die in the order of the Chinese zodiac. It's
Yeah.
literally that's how lazy it is. It
Yeah.
literally just kills them off in the order that they.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're like, oh, that was creative and clever writing. No, that's fucking
It's not
stupid.
it's like we can't spoil this for you because the literary zodiac spoils it for you.
Yeah.
So like
China beat us to it.
any tension that you had, once you figure that out, and it's really easy to figure it out. Once you figure that out, any tension in the whole series is over. This is done. So
Yeah.
like, you know who's gonna win. You know the order in which you're gonna die, even excluding what's his face, Tiger, or was it
Snake.
Snake? Yeah, but his episode was in the order, so it works.
Yeah. But no, basically, I'll finish it off in this. I've rambled for like 4 minutes now. He wishes that he forgot he had a wish. Oh, they also, when they win the game, they get to make one wish and it's granted. He wishes that he forgot he had a wish because he couldn't think of a wish.
Good story. Good
Hate.
story. 10 out of 10. 10.
Hate.
I have a lot of hate in my body for that show.
Yeah. But now we can talk about good shows. Unless, did you have a show you hated?
Show I hated? Oh, that's a tough one. I didn't watch a whole lot of TV, I don't think. Shoot. We're going to have to come back to me on that one.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's go to something you like.
So shows I like. Do we want to stick on Chinese cartoons?
Oh, sure. I can talk about something I liked if you want.
Yeah, if you want to talk about what
I will
liked.
praise the next one to the high heaven, Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss, not Made in Abyss, but which I think is actually a thing.
Made in Abyss.
Yeah, that I really really like that. It's just such a beautiful show. But I mean, disclaimer: if you're thinking of watching it, it's not for the faint of heart. There's some.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah. If you've been watching any of the Doki Doki Literature Club stuff, it's like that, but with like chibi characters. In like the sense that some pretty messed up stuff happens towards the end. It's a spoiler to say that, but I feel bad if I didn't give you a fair warning.
Yeah. It's like, no, because
if you don't like blood and gore, and you don't like messed up stuff happening to children. I mean, I don't think most of us don't like messed up stuff happening to children, but like. If the concept of bad things happening to kids.
Yeah, well, and it's like eldritch horror kind of too.
Yeah, it's some spooky stuff. Like it's not for the faint of heart. But if you can get over that, and if you can get over this has bothered me more than the horror. Honestly, this stuff, I think this is a little bit much. They do some like weirdly sexual stuff with these children characters. But it's like always, it's never lingered on. It's just kind of like they do it and just keep going. And I didn't like that. I thought that was a little bit. I didn't think it didn't enrich the story at all. It was just in the fan service with like literal 12-year-olds. I think is a little bit weird.
That's weird. I didn't get there in it. I'm like,
it's again, it's not a big thing. Like they don't like linger on it. It just like I think it's more used as a visual gag than it is for like actual like. Oh, we're actually sexualizing 12-year-olds. And it's actually they actually censor a lot of it in the anime. It's not so bad there. In the comic, which I read because I caught up to the anime, they do it a lot. They do it more. And again, I just like skip over it because I don't like. It's just like that's not what I'm here for. I think the actual like world is really really cool. I think the story is good, but again, I think the author is a little bit. It might just be like a cultural thing, but it's a cultural thing I don't agree with. Like.
Yeah, that's a little weird. That's like the thing whenever I tell people I watch anime, they're like, "Oh, it's like, no, I don't. It happens."
Yeah, it happens because Japan's weird like that. Like, I can't help the fact that Japan is messed up in a lot of ways. Like, I think their portrayal of women in a lot of things is bad. I think their portrayal of children. I think their like sexualization of children. Like
I don't get lollies. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get that whole subculture. I think it's kind of messed up. But like, it's not. It doesn't. I will still watch some things if it has it, as long as it's not the focus. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't watch like Boku no Pico or any of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like My Hero Academia, they had those are 15-year-olds that
Yeah.
they're doing that stuff to,
Yeah,
but it's
Yaoyorozu
never.
is naked a lot,
Yeah,
and it's weird.
but they just pass over it,
Yeah.
and it's not the focus of the show. So it's just like, okay, if I just ignore that and keep going, then
Mm-hmm.
I will enjoy it. It's just like it's one of those things. I don't. It's like maybe I'm wrong for thinking that, but I still enjoy the
Well,
shows.
no, because like American cartoons will do it too, where it's like, oh, they walked in on this character in the shower or something.
Oh yeah, like I mean, back in the day, like Teen Titans, they had like some sexual stuff happen in that show.
Well,
But
Teen Titans is kinda anime-ish.
yeah, I guess.
You
But
can make that
it
argument.
was made by Americans, so like.
Well, so was Avatar.
Sure.
Yeah, is Avatar an anime?
Oh God, we're not getting into that argument.
No, for next time. Next time.
Yeah, we'll save that one. We'll save that whole. Have you finished? Did you ever finish
Yeah.
Avatar?
I never finished Korra.
Okay, that's fine.
Well,
Korra
okay,
was...
no. I skipped most of the Book of Fire in original Avatar.
Okay, like the end.
Yeah, like the last season. I didn't watch the beginning. I watched the last 4 episodes.
That's fine. I think the first like bit of the last season was kind of fillery anyway. So
yeah, I don't know. I think it was at that age where people were like, "Oh, you can't like Avatar. That's a cartoon for kids."
Mm-hmm.
But then these motherfuckers, when the movie came out, the live action one.
Oh yeah, they got all upset about it because
they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go see it." I'm like, it's gonna be bad, right? Also, what the hell? You guys liked Avatar this whole time.
No, yeah, like you guys liked Avatar, you piece of shit. Like,
yeah,
I remember. Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah,
I've always been weird. I don't usually, even when I was a kid, I didn't like let people tell me what was fun to watch and stuff. So I just kind of. But I also didn't have a whole lot of friends, so like, I guess that should tell you something.
Yeah, no, if it works, man. No, I mean, now it's like the thing where like Avatar is agreed upon as just a great TV
It's good,
show.
Yeah. It's a classic at this point, which is cool.
But the movie's hot garbage.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, it is so garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's it's real bad. It's not good.
Yeah. But what were we talking about? It's like anime-ish American TV shows.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Made in Abyss. Oh, okay. I found one that I didn't like. I don't know. The newest season I think season 2 happened in this year. So I haven't seen season 2 because I stopped watching because I didn't like it too much. But The Magicians, which is based off of a book that I read, it's an American TV show about. It's kind of like Harry Potter if everybody was super depressed all the time and pretentious. It's like that sort of like they learn magic and super mathematical.
Okay, Wizards of Waverly Place. Got it.
Yeah, it's just like that. Actually, no, but
no. What was it on?
It was you can find it all over the place. I think it's on Netflix right now, actually.
Oh no, I meant like, is it a Fox show, a TNT
show?
I
do not remember. I think AMC maybe. I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I try to judge based on that because like AMC had Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead.
But it's I think the problem is, and this is the problem I always have with stuff that I read before I watch, is that they take a lot of liberties with the source material. And that's my problem with a lot of things. Like, if you, I don't like to be like the guy be like, well, this wasn't like this in the book, so it's bad. But like, but if you're blatantly doing something off the books and it's not something good, then I have an issue.
It'd be like if in Harry Potter he just suddenly started driving a car, doing drive-by shootings. You're like, that's not faithful.
Yeah, it's not faithful. Like it's so different from the book. This is not always a bad thing. There are some people who can get away with like having having some really off source stuff, and that's fine as long as it's like something that would like if it were in the book, it wouldn't have deteriorated. Like if you'd thrown this into the book, it wouldn't have made the book any worse, you know?
Yeah.
But in the Magicians, like I watched most of the first season after my friend Austin recommended it to me, and I watched a few episodes with him, and then I watched some on my own, and I'm just like, it's just so it's different, and I think it tries a little too hard to be edgy, where it's just like, oh my, it's like they will spend so much time talking about different wines and cigars and stuff, and I'm like, man, I liked it when they did magic. That was
Yeah,
cool.
that's magicians.
Yeah, and it was they get super pretentious, and the main character is a sad boy. He's the resident sad boy, and it's not as cool as it could be. But yeah, not to drone on about it, but I didn't like it. I know it's kind of popular now. It's people really like it. So I mean, if you like it, you do you, but I don't.
I don't know. I got all my magic fills when I watched Merlin back in the day. Did you ever watch Merlin?
No, I never watched Merlin.
It's solid.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to write home about. Also, as far as fantasy stuff goes, I always just watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god, yeah. I need to rewatch Lord of the Rings. I've been having cravings.
You have a day and a half.
Yeah, I need to watch I need to watch the director's cut. It's 12 hours of media.
Yeah, that too. And then bring the Hobbit movies into it. Just
oh, please don't. No, please don't.
I mean,
the
first one was fine.
It was okay. Second one was
didn't need to happen.
Second one was probably my favorite just because it had the most a dragon in it.
No, the second one was just like, hey, the third one's gonna happen.
Oh yeah. I think the only thing I liked about it was the dragon bits, and then after that I was like, oh, that was a movie, I guess.
Yeah, you like how
one, I hated the third one so much. I didn't like it. It was bad.
Yeah, you like how the desolation of Smog's in it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
This is bad. Basically, fuck that movie. It was not good. Fuck that whole trilogy. It was not good.
I watched a lot of stand-up specials recently.
Oh yeah.
I did really like Patton Oswalt did a new one, and I love him.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Did you see Dave Chappelle's?
Not yet. I need to.
Okay. I actually liked it. I know some people really didn't. I thought it was funny though.
People either really like him or really don't like him.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked Chappelle, so I guess
I like him.
I'm a little biased. So
how do you feel about him saying Key and Peele ripped him off?
I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly with that one. I mean, like, he has a right to his opinion, but I think it's a wrong opinion in this case. I think
it's more so the have you heard the whole controversy? He said
I've heard bits and pieces. I haven't heard like the meat of that one though.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't so much rip him off. It's like paying homage.
Yeah,
I think it's like similar styles.
Yeah, they did something similar. Not to mention he was gone when they popped up, so it's not like they were filling a void, sort of. And I don't think their humor is not similar to his. I don't think.
Well, it's like the whole argument for people saying like Dark Main or Magikarp use fly rip off Donkey.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, if you take a very if you squint your eyes and take a super abstract look at it, then yes, I guess if you really wanted to take a really pessimistic view of it, they did rip off Donkey and and Key and
Peele. They made a funny video about a video game.
Here's a little secret about life: everybody rips off everybody.
Yeah,
literally everything rips off everything else. It's just how everything is. It's how humor works. It's how art
what's
works.
Popular music. At the time.
Yeah, like people see a trend. They see an open market in that trend, and they fill it with something like. And it's not even fair to call it ripping it off. It's not ripping it off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're inspired by something, and that inspiration leads them to make something else. So it's like if you watch the Key and Peele show and the Dave Chappelle show side by side, like the only trend I think you'd find is that they're both about black people in America. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's like for me where the similarities stop. We can switch gears. Let's talk about. Did you have any Chinese cartoons you liked last year besides Made in Abyss and My Hero Academia? We can talk about My Hero Academia for an hour.
We could say that for next time, I think.
I feel like everybody has already said so many good things.
Yeah,
I don't have anything to add to the conversation.
People have said tons about that. But yeah, so I mean, we can have a discussion about that at some point. But we're already running pretty long, so I don't want to get into a huge thing about that.
All right. So I think we kind of got a good feel for what we watched last year and played last year. So Trey, do you want to kind of talk about what's going to happen here?
Okay. Yeah. All right. So this for the future. Me and Dan are going to recommend something to each other that are for our weekly podcast. That it's going to be something that we don't think the other person would like, and we want to hear their opinions of it after they're forced to watch it. Right.
Mhm.
Though this week I think I'm gonna probably recommend something I think Dan would like.
Yeah, I have one you'd like to. If
Yeah,
not, I have one I know
but
you'd hate.
yeah, but for the future, I think we're gonna like go out of our way to like find something the other person would hate, absolutely despise, and then they have to watch it, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna come back and just hear him rant about it. So how about you want to start us off?
All right, yeah. Trey, you are going to watch. It's one of my favorite animes from last year, Ancient Magus Bride.
Okay, yeah, I've heard good things about
Have
that.
you watched any of it?
No, none whatsoever.
It's so good. You'll love it. It's really high fantasy. So we were talking about that a bit, and it's magic and British.
Yeah. Everyone's saying so many good things about it.
Yeah, just make sure you watch. If you're watching it on like Crunchyroll, just watch it on the right. Watch the right season.
Yeah, is it done yet, or
Yeah,
is
it just got
okay.
done. There's the OVA and or movie, which is like called Waiting for a Star, which I haven't watched yet. And then there's just the show that just finished.
Okay, and it's 12 episodes. I'm
12
assuming?
episodes, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
What am I watching?
Okay, so what I want you to do is, have you ever seen Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works?
No, but I have watched Fate Zero.
Okay, that doesn't matter. I mean, that's actually fine. But what I want you to do is I want you to watch the first season of Unlimited Blade Works,
Okay.
which is on Crunchyroll, I believe. So
Yeah, this podcast sponsored by Crunchyroll. Save 10% on new membership using promo code H.
Yep, you know,
Promo
definitely
code Darkmane.
Darkmane, Magikarp use Fly,
Promo code-
Gigguk.
Promo code Video Game Donkey. Doesn't
Yep.
have one.
If you put any of those in from us,
yeah.
I guarantee you one of those will probably work. Maybe.
Okay.
Save
So it is
15%
just
or more.
Fate Stay Night, right?
Yeah, Unlimited Blade Works.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I can do that.
if it's on there, you just watch the first season. I think it's 12 episodes.
It looks like they just have one.
Do they just combine them?
Maybe it's like 125 episode block.
Okay.
But there's like the little girl I recognize from the first one. I recognize Gilgamesh, Saber, and I know the red-haired kid is people die when they are a killed guy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know that.
Back in the don't watch the original Face. It's not good. But yeah, watch at least get halfway through that. I won't say finish it. You don't have to finish it, but at least get halfway through it. And then next week we can take notes.
Yeah. All right. Is that it that we got then?
Yeah, I think that's about all we got for this week. How about if people want to contact you, how do they get a hold of you, Dan?
Send a carrier pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
Best way to reach me. You want to get a hold of me? Probably the best way is get a hold of Trey. For now.
Yeah. And if you want to get a hold of me, link in the description, rapshazzleart at gmail.com. If you have any questions, if you want questions about the streams or about my art or anything like that, just do that. Or Rapshazzle on Twitter. You can follow me there, and I'll have updates about the podcast and stuff like that. Eventually, I'd like to get a low effort podcast Twitter and account set up so that we can filter it by that. But for now, I think that'll work.
Yeah. All right. I think that's a wrap.
Yeah,
see y'all later.
We'll see you dumpster goblins next week.
Yeah, see you loyal dumpster goblins.
All right, catch you later.